this is Ryan with the Linkasoarus training team, and in this video we are going to cover Meta Ads Tracker, but specifically under My Brand Ads and the Brand Ads tab. And so in this example, we are going to be using Domino's USA as our example. And so we are connected to the Domino's USA brand, and under the Brands Ad tab, we are now able to see all of the ads, the meta ads, which includes Facebook and Instagram, that Domino's as the national brand is either running or has recently run, and we have some historical data to show. We over here on the left-hand side, this will show a number that is all of the ads that we have pulled or we have in our Linkasoarus account to display. This number will differ from the total number shown here because of the date range. If you change the date range and you extend it out or go back and look at more historical data, you'll be able to view more ads, but we're just going to start here just from an example standpoint. This screen is updated periodically throughout the day, and you are going to notice there are some that say active and some that say inactive. What that means is that at this moment when these ads are pulled, so in this example at 8:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all of these ads were currently running on Facebook and Instagram. Or in this example, this one was just Instagram, and this was Instagram and Facebook. Now we don't know the targeting demographics, geographic footprint, or any of the specifics as far as the ad. We just know these ads were actually running. Now, if it says inactive at the time of this recording, and it's visible here within the date range selected, that means this ad is probably turned off. Now, some brands will have ads running on a schedule. So at lunchtime, they'll have an ad running, and then at dinner time, that ad turns off, and maybe another ad turns on. And so if you're looking at this, maybe if the user was looking at this earlier today, and this last update was this morning, this ad might have shown active, and this ad might have shown inactive. And then at dinner time, it could have flipped. And that just lets you know that your national brand is running, some would say day parts. They're ads that are running, they're in different parts of the day, and you're able to kind of decipher what's going on at the national brand level. You also have the ability to come over here and sort by newest to oldest, and that will just let you know that based on your date range, if you want to look at the most current ad, in this example, this is showing today's date at the time of this recording of 7/9/25. And then if you switched it to oldest, it will then revert and show ads, in this example, going back to May 9th, 2025. And you can also see that this ad actually ended on June 30th of 2025, and that's why it's showing inactive. And so this kind of gives you, again, some additional insight into what's going on with your national brand and their paid media, their paid ads on Facebook and or Instagram. So you could also come in here and look at the status. So if you want to further sort this out and just sort of look at things that at the time of this update were actually live and running and are still running right now, you can click that active button or just look at inactive, and then it'll just kind of sort these out a little bit further. You can also click here and view the ad in a little bit more detail. So this example, this is showing the ad, and here's the copy, the words of the ad. Then you have, in this example, this is a video ad. This looks to be a vertical style video, and it tells you it's 25 seconds long. You can click preview, and that will actually give you a preview of what this would look like in a little bit bigger format. You have a repost option. When you click this option, this is going to repost this video, and it's going to load it into your, when you click add post, it's going to load it to where then you can publish this as a feed post. You can always edit the copy once you click this and go into the feed post option to do whatever you want it to say. Maybe you don't like where it says huge fans of any pizza, and you can edit it and do whatever you want. You can also then in this example click and repost this as a story. And so you got a couple different options there as far as reusing the national brand content as now your own content. Now, if you want to look at something a little bit different, let's go over here and look at this video. This is a little bit different one. This one here is, this looks to be a picture. So this is not a video, it's a picture. And we have multiple, so we have arrows on the left and on the right. And so the copy up here is linked to this image. Sometimes the copy is going to be the same, sometimes it's going to be different. Depends on if your national brand is doing split testing. Sometimes they're running to see, well, is this image going to get more engagement, or is this image, and they're going to keep this the same up here. All this content you can reuse as your own. Same here, you would click repost, and then it would schedule it as a feed post. Now, at the time of this recording, the repost as a story for pictures is not currently active. At the time that you are watching this, this might then be available. So just take that into consideration because we're always making updates. Now, if we want to go in here and look at something else, let's look at this video here. So this video is definitely not a vertical style video. It is a video. There's a play button right here, but it's more of a square. It looks maybe 4:5 as a ratio. We'll also have a second option down here as well. So it looks to be a little bit more vertical format. But if you would like, you can repost this, which is technically not in vertical format, as a story. And so here, if the blue option here to click as and repost as a story is visible, it's able to click, you would just click this button, and then it's going to load it automatically into your story post. This kind of gives you a rundown of the video requirements and everything, but if it's in here, it looks like it's going to go, it's going to post. Note here over on the right-hand side, the video has, it doesn't fill the whole screen, but Linkasoarus formats the image to fit and will add a blank area. In this example, it's black here and black down below. And so it's fulfilling the ratio here with the aspect ratio of 9:16, 9 pixels wide by 16 pixels tall. You would click next as usual and then go about posting this to one or more locations that are in your company. Another thing to take note is using the drop-down calendar, you can always reference historical content for many years back as the brand and all the ads have been collected and are stored here. So if you have seasonality with your business, you can go back and look and see what might have happened, for example, on 4th of July weekend coming up, what was done last year, and then you can use that content either to reuse as it is or use that as inspiration to do something similar as was happening last year or in any other previous years. As always, if you have questions about the Meta Ads Tracker, specifically the brand ads, or any other questions about the Linkasoarus platform and your account, at the bottom right-hand corner, you can always click Help and submit your request, and a Linkasoarus team member will be with you as fast as possible. And as always, link and soar with us.